Hi, I'm Jainil Mehta. I'm a dancer, choreographer, and artist. I'm originally from Mumbai, India, currently living in the United States, predominantly New York City. And I'm here at Anant National University teaching the course Dancing Through the Lens. It is not just a course for me. Honestly, this is something which has been my dream throughout. Where I've got a dance course elective into a university, and Anant National University, being a Design X university, is one of the most perfect ones because you can really combine design, architecture, and dance together. The students here are so intellectually curious. They have given it all. And I think being in such a creative university where minds are always innovating something, the students have really been invested in the form. They've obviously, they obviously love dancing, but they also are into design and architecture and how those two worlds can come together.
He includes architecture and design into dance, and he taught us about the movements we can use in our daily life also.
We talk about what is real and what is real and how those two worlds coexist with each other and how they are separate in their own perspectives. Dance is all about patterns and colors and moods and stories, and that's exactly what even design and architecture is about. And that's how these two worlds kind of come together, and it brings out a very different perspective, and that's what I loved about the students at Anant. They had different stories to tell, they had different moods and colors, and it really brought out a very different product.
He is full of grace and he got that grace into us.
And I don't want to just call it product, but it was a very creative artwork that they, it added a lot of movement to their own art piece, which was so fascinating because, let's just say I'm not an architecture student, but if I make a building, now they have this added perspective of movement. And that's exactly what I wanted these students to get. I wanted these students to get the movement out in their own artworks. I had a great time, talking to the students and understanding what they really wanted from this course and tailored according to that.
After the third day, we started how to use a camera to tell a story and how we express ourselves in front of a camera, how our expressions are delivered in front of a camera.
So being in Ahmedabad, I really wanted to go out to the poles and the WAVs and just explore the architecture and the history and the culture of Ahmedabad and take my students there and see how the choreography that they've learned adds perspective to the surroundings and how the sort of the color changes and the mood changes according to the scene that is around. How the colors that were there around really added onto the scene and onto the dance and the choreography. The students have been very intellectually curious.
So I'm loving it how the university has designed the course with Jainil. It's just not appropriate only for dancers. I really felt that people who are not into dancing would also have a good time learning a lot more about their own body, self, art and everything. Like any creative people could have done this, and I would suggest you all to keep doing these things more because I would love to come back here because the place is very good.
So I would say the students definitely did have an epiphany where they were like, oh okay, dance is not just movement, but there's so much more to that. They understood how they could create choreography. And that's also, how their portfolio stands where the choreographies that they learned in class, they have to give it color. They have to, give it that edge where, how that choreography can be shown on screen with edits and cuts and how it could be catching to the eye. So that was something which we really focused on because at the end of the day, the course is dancing through the lens and dance comes first and how the lens really shifts perspective was something which we really talked about. We also discussed about how we can steal like an artist, and that creativity is subtraction, and how things and creativity around us is coming from something, and you don't have to think always out of the box, because there's always something that we can really steal from. I'm hoping to do more such courses and add that movement, that flavor, that story, that mood, that color into all students' lives.